It was a Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024, and I remember because my 9:30 a.m. client brought me pumpkin cold brew with oat milk. You know, the good kind from the cafe on Greenbrier Avenue, not the fake Starbucks stuff. I had on my pink scrubs, hair in a claw clip, and my playlist humming Janet Aiko in the background. The salon, it's called Polished Pressure, tucked between a dry cleaner and an abandoned antique store in Atlanta's West End. We open at 9 sharp. My name's Jada, full-time nail tech and part-time budget baddie. I can stretch a $20 budget like it's Pilates, baby. Before work, I always do my morning money moves. Quick check-in on my budget app, Mint. I had exactly $348 left to last me 8 days until payday. That morning, I moved $25 into my sinking fund for booth rent and set a $10 cap for lunch. Because listen, financial peace is the real self-care. My first client, Kayla, had a stacked schedule too. Corporate baddie by day, true crime podcaster by night. She wanted chrome French tips. While I buffed her nails, she mentioned she was covering a wild case on her next episode. A serial killer who specifically targeted nail techs in Georgia between 2018 and 2020. Jada girl, he used to book appointments under fake names. Left zero trace, no DNA, not even a fingerprint. He'd charm you, then disappear before the polish dried. I laughed it off. Good thing I don't do walk-ins. But I'll be honest, goosebumps crawled up my arm when she said one of the victims lived right in my zip code. I went to Zeke's Deli across the street for a Neinard veggie wrap. See, still under budget. And that's where I saw him. A man in an oversized trench coat. In 78-degree weather. He was just standing across from the salon, not doing anything, just watching. My gut said nope, but I told myself maybe he was waiting on an Uber. Back at the shop, a man walked in. No appointment, no name on file. Said he was just passing through and needed a quick buff and shine before a job interview. He handed me cash. Crisp $100 bill for a $20 service. Told me to keep the change. Now listen, a big tip usually means one of two things. Someone's grateful, or someone's hiding something. While I was trimming his cuticles, I noticed his hands. Clean. Too clean. No calluses, no color under his nails, and his fingertips were oddly smooth, like they'd been altered. I asked where he was from. He smiled and said, everywhere and nowhere. Goosebumps again. After he left, I did some digging. Cross-referenced the serial killer's victim timeline.
Let's be real. Everything is crazy expensive right now, especially getting your nails done every 2 weeks. But the gag is, we've got everything we need to do our own nails at home. Like seriously, Amazon Shine. And a bunch of other sites have all the goodies acrylic. Dip powder, polygel, press-ons, the options are endless. I started adding up how much I was spending at the nail salon and was like, yeah, no, so I watched a few YouTube videos. Grabbed some cute, affordable nail supplies, and taught myself how to slay my nails at home. Now I get to switch up my style whenever I feel like it, and I've been loving it. I'm not a licensed nail tech or anything. Just a girl who loves cute nails and saving money.
From Kayla's podcast draft with local salon closures. There was a pattern, but here's the kicker. Each victim's last recorded client used the alias Mr. Keys. I checked my booking tablet. No record of him. No charge, no name. Just gone. I ran to the security system to grab the footage. He wasn't there. I mean it. I saw him, serviced him, took his money, but on the camera, my chair was empty the entire time. I was talking to air. My last client of the day, canceled, said she had a bad feeling. I locked the door, packed up early, and drove straight to Kayla's studio. I didn't even stop to track my budget. For the first time ever, I didn't care if I overspent. To this day, no one knows who Mr. Keys really is. Some say he's a ghost of one of the killer's victims. Others think he is the killer, moving from city to city, preying on the detail-oriented, time-tracking, budget-savvy women who are too busy building empires to notice a man slipping through the cracks. That night, I couldn't sleep. Something about that $100 bill kept tugging at my brain. I grabbed it from my wallet and held it up to the light. That's when I saw it. In tiny, faded ink, just above the watermark, 10/02/24. You're next. My exact workday, printed like a timestamp. I stared at the bill for what felt like hours, before stuffing it in a plastic bag and driving it to the police station. The officer at the desk looked confused, said it wasn't possible. That series of $100 bills had been discontinued in 2019. The next day, Kayla didn't answer her phone. Her podcast episode dropped at midnight like usual. But this one, it wasn't her voice. It was a distorted male voice, listing names like nail salons, locations. At the end of the episode, he said, "Thank you for giving me a platform, Kayla." The authorities traced her phone signal to a storage unit just 2 blocks from the salon. When they opened it, all they found was her mic, a shattered laptop, and a pile of blank appointment books, all stamped with polished pressure. I know what you're thinking. How am I still here, right? Well, here's the thing. The man never left, because the moment I looked into those smooth fingertips and flawless hands, I remembered. I've seen those hands before, in my own reflection. You see, I was the last nail tech added to Kayla's list, but I didn't die. Something inside me changed. I still do nails. Still. Track every dime. Still sip oat milk lattes. But now I see things others don't. People call it survivor's guilt. I call it clarity. Because maybe the killer isn't chasing me. Maybe I was chasing him. 2 days later, I got an alert from my budgeting app. A 42-13 transaction at a gas station in Savannah, a city I hadn't been to in over a year. When I tapped on the receipt, chills shot down my spine. The itemized purchase showed gloves, bleach, disposable razors, and a nail file kit. But what really got me? The transaction was logged under my name, my debit card. But the security camera attached to the app showed someone else making the purchase, and they were wearing my exact pink scrubs, right down to the bleach stain on the left pocket. I went back to polished pressure the next morning, or at least I tried. But when I turned onto Greenbrier Avenue, the salon was gone. Not boarded up, gone. Like it never existed. In its place was the old antique store, restored, open, and full of dusty books and vintage mirrors. I walked inside, shaking, asking about the salon. The old woman behind the counter just smiled and said, "Honey, that nail salon closed down back in 2020. A girl named Jada used to work there. Sweet girl. Went missing after a strange man left her a $100 tip." The channel where mystery meets nail obsession. I break down chilling cases, shocking twists, and unsolved stories you won't stop thinking about. Disclaimer, the crime stories shared on this channel are fictional and created purely for entertainment purposes. Viewer discretion is advised, as the themes may still include sensitive or suspenseful content. Watch as I bring you thrilling tales well. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss an upload.